Thanks to Anthony, I can now celebrate officially. I am the biggest.
This is Niko Omilana, one of the biggest YouTube stars in the world, supreme leader of the NDL, and I decided to fly all the way to Sydney with one goal in mind, to prank him in front of 5,000 people.
AJ Captivations, my favorite AJ on YouTube.
This all started less than a week ago when I saw this.
We're actually having a meetup in Sydney on Saturday.
I began to devise a plan. See, Niko has made some of the most elaborate prank videos on YouTube, and there's one thing in particular he loves to trick people into calling themselves.
Amanase.
I'm here with Albert Nams.
So I figured it's about time he gets a taste of his own medicine, and he's the one who gets called a nonce. The plan is to give Niko a giant art piece that's made out of Lego and ask him to show it to the crowd. What he doesn't know is that as he goes to show the crowd, I'm going to remove a secret panel so that the art piece will now say, in front of everyone, that he is the biggest nonce. First, I needed three things to make this all possible though. A giant build, transportation to Sydney, and a cameraman. But finding someone who can travel all the way to Sydney on less than 1 week notice meant I was gonna have to call everyone I know. Is there any chance you can come with me to Sydney this weekend?
No.
Nope.
No.
No. No. No.
No, mate.
Oh, this is not working.
Hey man, are you ready to come to Sydney with me?
What? Now we needed transport, but with only 3 days notice booking flights to Sydney,
Hi, I'm Dory.
it was gonna be expensive. Which is why this video was sponsored by no one. Please subscribe so I can keep making these videos for you guys. It's right there, it's that one, please, thank you. So we book our tickets to leave for Sydney Friday night at 8:30. No turning back now. But that also meant I only had 2 days to build a 4-foot tall Lego version of Niko Omilana. Man, what the Niko Omilana, it's happening. I'm going to Sydney in 2 days. And this has nothing on it. Why do I do this? Let's do it. I started with an outline of his head and shoulders, as this could be used as a reference when making the rest of the model. That's the outline of the suit. The NDL logo was tricky. It had to fit within frame, but also required a 3D design. It had to be big. NDL, big ops, man. I'm not British. It's now really late. I gotta get to bed. I've got work in the morning. Time is now 11:30. I have all of this to do, and I leave on a plane for Sydney tomorrow night at 8:45. Oh, I'm nervous. I applied an interesting technique to give the illusion of lighting to the logo by using two slightly different colored yellows. Look at that! The NDL is always behind Niko in anything he does, and right now, they're behind him. Here's where things got tricky. I had to replicate Niko's face. Niko's face, which is known around the world by millions of people. So I had to get it right. All right, I'm about to reach the sunnies. That's what's most iconic, so we've got to leave the best part for the end. There's a barrier to overcome when constructing Niko's hair in Lego because it requires contrast and depth. While filling in his, wow, voice break. While filling in his forehead, I started to realize how heavy the mosaic was going to be once complete. It feels like there's too much gray, so I'm going to try putting black stars across his hair. This was risky, as I needed to cover all the gray to see if the effect would work. That was so worth it. It's now almost 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to go to bed. Good morning. 8 hours to complete this. So let's go. I started the morning by coloring in the white of his shirt and recoloring the outline in black for his tux. And now it's time to do the main event. Now this section is by far the most iconic part of this portrait, so it had to be perfect. How freaking good did those turn out? Almost done. I decided to tile the glasses so that they would really pop in contrast to the mosaic studded aesthetic. All that was left to do now was fill in the lenses. Done. I have like now 4.5 hours. I wanted to ensure the lettering would stand out, so I used a mixture of yellow and maroon to create the text of the sign. Now was the difficult part though, because I had to create a removable panel for the hidden message to be underneath. I made the writing larger since there was only one word and I really wanted this one to stand out. I decided to make the lettering red and black so that it could have a distinct aesthetic while still looking cool in the design. It's perfect. It's going to stand out, it's going to pop, and it's going to be perfectly hidden by this. All that was left now was to finish the tedious process of these sand blue tiles. Niko, Omilana is freaking done. Now I've just got to get ready for a plane trip in about probably 5 minutes. I don't know what the time is. What's up, man?
What's good, bro? You ready to go?
This is Adam, who very much likes to let people know he's my
cameraman. I'm his cameraman. I'm his cameraman.
He is my cameraman. And so we made our way to the airport, where I found out Adam actually has no clue who we're going to see. What?
Nicola.
Show me your phone.
Nicolano avocado.
Oh my gosh. We're not going to see Nicolano
No, yeah, because
avocado.
that doesn't make sense. You told me this guy is into football.
No. Oh, he doesn't even know who we're seeing. This is a fantastic start. We are officially in Sydney. With the supplies in hand, we made our way to the house, where we traced an outline of the mosaic and proceeded to cut the panel to scale. Once they had set, the build was ready to go. Shh, secret message. We hopped in a car and made our way to Phillip Park, where the Beta Squad meetup was happening. How many people do you reckon are going to be there, Adam? I reckon like 500. Maybe 700? 800? I don't know. Eventually, we found where everyone was. And let's just say our guesstimates were just a little off.
Holy crap. That's a lot of people. Oh my God. I mean, it's definitely more than 8 people.
With so many people around and no sign of this slowing down, I thought it'd be really fun to do this. What is you want to make for Niko? I was overwhelmed by the response this got. People started to swarm me, and it was very clear that I now had the support of the entire NDL behind me to get this to Niko. We want Niko! We want Niko! We want Niko! This is so freaking cool! We still had a problem though. No one knew where Niko or the Beta Squad were going to be. So that begged the question.
How will we find the adults?
Follow the screams.
Oh my God! Every time we ran somewhere, it was a false alarm.
Go back this way.
This thing was getting heavier by the minute, and all I wanted was for someone to say they actually had found Niko and the Beta Squad. It's actually so much harder to find these guys than I thought it would be.
You're in the video, brother. Yeah.
Quick shout out to this guy, Lachlan. He was a huge help in getting us through the crowd. I got no idea how we're gonna be able to get this to him. Pretty cool.
If he can see it for like a split second, we have succeeded.
Yeah. If he can see it, we're in. Suddenly we heard people screaming in front of the church, but this time was different because this time we found him.
Whoa.
Problem was though, so had everyone else.
What side do you want?
Adam, stay close. At first, people were happy to step aside, but the further into the crowd we got, the harder it was to push past them. This is crazy. Oh, put the camera up. And that's because at the end of the day, every single person there, all 5,000 of them wanted the exact same thing I did, which was to be right in front of Niko. And the Beta Squad, of course. This might happen. We were able to push past most of the crowd, but here's where things got serious. There was a step where everyone was standing to get the best view of Niko and the Beta Squad. I tried lifting up the model to show everyone what I'd made. And apparently people liked what they saw because they started to move.
Try and get on. There you go. Hold on.
Niko and the Beta Squad are now less than 50 feet away. I knew it was time to properly reveal the model. Guys, I'm giving this to him.
Everyone up.
All of a sudden though, a security guard walked over, pushing everyone back.
I've just got to wait until other people are off. It's dangerous to get off.
But then...
I'm getting off. I am getting off, yeah. I just got to get...
No way.
No way.
You can't see it, but he's actually grabbed my arm and is pulling me to the front of the queue, straight to where I want to be, right in front of Niko.
We're so close. Right there, we're so close.
How you feeling about it, man?
Oh my God. Exhilarating.
Okay, I'm ready to give this to Niko. This might actually happen. I noticed Chunks and Niko gesture towards me, and we are pulled even closer by his entourage.
Oh my God.
Yo, is it on? This is happening. All we have to do now is wait, but I think we're giving this to him. While we waited, Adam decided to check in on some people to see what they thought of the whole event.
How you feeling, man?
I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
Seriously, how in the hell did we get this thing all the way to the front?
Bro, look behind you.
We had somehow surpassed all of that to be right in front of Niko, and things were about to get a lot better. AJ and Kenny and Sharky are also coming out. All 5 of the beta squad are going to be able to see this thing. It's going to be mad.
I knew you would make it! I knew you would make it! I knew you would make it!
Security comes over once again, this time pushing everyone back except me.
Everyone else?
I'm in the camera.
We're here.
How long did it take to make?
2 days.
What the fuck?
I'm now actually shaking. Am I really about to prank Niko in front of 5,000 people? This was it. Everything had led up to this. So I stepped forward, began to approach Niko, and then... he was pulled away.
Riot police were called in to control the crowds as the beta squad was chased by screaming fans.
Honestly, I think it's done. I think unfortunately we were that close, but we weren't able to get it to him. And later that night... Dude, whoever made this, I need to meet you. Holy crap! All of a sudden on my phone appeared 2 messages from George, Niko's cameraman, best mate, and editor. What? I'll make my way there now. Let's go! We're going! Holy crap! We are on our way to meet Niko and the beta squad right now. Oh my god. Actually happening. The build had been placed, and all that was left now was to hear Niko say, Niko! How you going, bro?
You got my guy.
Good to see you. Hey, how's it going? I have no words. Niko had shown up, and even AJ.
So how did you get here? You flew?
I flew here just for this, just to meet you.
My brother.
Honestly,
my guy. Yeah.
I heard that you were coming to Sydney, so in the past 2 days, I've been building you something out of Lego. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, let's see it.
Alright, ready?
Let's see it.
That's for you, man.
My brother, man. My brother, man. Oh my gosh.
There was no trophy for you winning, so I thought I had to make you a trophy to know that you are the biggest menace.
Let me try call up Jadon and see if he's...
Wait, what?
I'm out here. Hey. Australia, yeah? You want to see something?
Yeah, let me see. Hey, what?
The biggest menace.
That's fire. Who made that?
That would be me, man. Jadion, if you want one too, man, I'll make one for you.
You should give one to Jadon, which is like the smallest menace.
So with Gideon somehow now on FaceTime, I decided it was the perfect time to show the secret.
Non's crazy. Hey, that's cold. You're cold. This is sick.
Niko loved the build so much, we went to the Sydney Harbour to get photos opposite Luna Park. How can this night get any better? Well, what if I told you there's one last surprise? Something bigger than anything I've said so far. Don't believe me? Check this out. What I was thinking, right, I could make a mural for the beta squad bigger than this for all of you, for your house, and I can bring that one too. I can bring everything. Is that possible?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
I got
thank
you.
you. Thank you. Man.
Yeah?
Alright, well done. Thank you so much.
There we go.
Thank you so much.
Come to the UK.
Yeah, I'll come to the UK. So my next video is going to be flying to the UK and building a giant Beta Squad logo to feature in the Beta Squad house and getting their reaction on camera. What? Oh my gosh.
Guys, the only thing you should take away from this video is you need to subscribe to AJ Captivations. It's absolutely vital because he's making bangers like this, all right? And like the video as well because he's put some hard work into it.
And most importantly, shush.
Shush.
That was amazing.
My
Thank
guy,
you
man.
so much.